Allow me now to welcome Majority Leader, National Assembly, Honorable Ichungwa. Let's put our hands together and welcome him to come and make his remarks. Karibu.
Thank you, Your Excellency, the President, the G7 governors, ladies and a few gentlemen in the room, good morning.
Good morning.
Your Excellency, it is indeed a great honor to be before such a gracious congregation of very many beautiful ladies, led by these very hardworking, transformative and visionary governors in the G7 group. Your Excellency, let me begin with a confession, and I know you have also said it. At one point, I did mention to you that if we had occasion to have a referendum in this country, as we talk about G7 and moving on to G16, as the G7 has proposed, it was also my proposal that should we ever have an occasion to amend our constitution through a referendum, because it's a referendum question, we should probably have the governor's seat preserved and reserved for women. Your Excellency, I say that not just because I'm a father to 4 beautiful girls. Let me also disclose this morning, Your Excellency, that in my house, besides my wife and the 4 girls, my eldest daughter has a pet, which also happens to be female. So when in the last general elections last year, but one, Your Excellency, there was a loose grouping that called itself the Future is Female. They had a patron, and Governor Susan Kihika happened to name me as a patron of the Future is Female movement within the Kenya Kwanza and UDA grouping. Your Excellency, I'm indeed honored that today our party chair is none other than Governor Cecily Mbarire. And for us to be able to realize, Your Excellency, an incremental number of women governors, I think it will begin with political parties. And looking at the strategy that the G7 caucus has adopted, I think the party you lead as party leader, UDA, has led from the front with chair of our party being Cecily Mbarire. And the endeavor to have more women governors must begin from our political parties. And also in the nomination of political party candidates in our strongholds, let us make sure that we nominate more women for governor seats. And I want to challenge the G7 caucus that moving from 7 to 16 is not good enough for me. We probably should target 30 to 36 governors, so that if we falter, then we can get to the 16 that you are targeting. But I want to assure you that it is indeed possible. Your Excellency, if you saw that the vision that this caucus has, transforming society through visionary leadership that will deliver on the promise of devolution, I have no doubt in my mind, Your Excellency, that that promise of devolution can and will indeed be achieved through transformative and visionary leadership coming from our women governors. And I say this, Your Excellency, because if you look at Schedule 4 of our Constitution, many of the functions that were delegated to our devolved governments or devolved units, Your Excellency, be it the provision of water, be it healthcare, are issues that are core and are the heart of not just our women leaders, but women in the country. And these women leaders, Your Excellency, I have to say from my experience over the last many years that I have served with many of them, and I think I have worked with many of these governors currently here. Governor Kawera, Governor Achani, Governor Susan Kihika, Governor Wanga, Governor Cecily. We worked with them in the National Assembly. And Your Excellency, you also remember Governor Achani was a deputy governor. And many a times in general elections when governors are choosing their running mates, it was assumed that women would be nominated as deputy governors as flower girls. Governor Achani actually has exemplified that women are not just flower girls to their male governors, that they can indeed succeed their governors as deputy governors, and she has exemplified that very well. When last elections we said hatuachani na achani, and I was in Kwale, Your Excellency. I campaigned for all these women governors and other confession, Your Excellency. You know, you are all in Kenya Kwanza, but this women agenda transcends even political parties. Governor Gladys Wanga, I must confess, I did assist Governor Gladys Wanga in the last elections, and I truly campaigned for her, even being in ODM, Your Excellency. And I know this women agenda will transcend our political party affiliations. Let us support our women candidates without looking at our political party affiliations, and I am certain, Your Excellency, it is possible to transform this country using visionary women leaders. Your Excellency, these women, I must tell you, from my experience again, I have come to discover that women leaders are less corrupt. And it is a fact. They are more caring, they are more empathetic, and definitely more loving than us, as men, with the exception of yourself, Your Excellency, because you have been the champion #1